I don't need your benevolent sexism.
Wow.
And I was like, what?
What?
What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
What is that?
I have no idea.
Like, what does that mean?
She had good intentions, and if I saw her today, I would give her a huge hug. Like, we're still
She
friends.
sounds like she probably wouldn't like that.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Papano Brothers. My name is Kyle.
I'm Kellen.
And we are going to dive into one of the things that you, the subscribers, talk to us about. We put a question out on Instagram and on YouTube and said, hey, what do you want us to talk about? And we got some feedback. So please don't mind my phone. I'm going to read the question. And it is from Cameron Carlson. We love that guy. Is chivalry dead? And how do you balance it while letting your lady grow and be independent? He said, I want my fiance and I to grow individually just as much as we grow together. So let me ask you this. Is chivalry dead?
No. Chivalry's not dead. I think a lot of people's perception on how to receive a chivalrous act is going to vary vastly depending on who you're being chivalrous to. But I don't think
they
it's
can
dead.
hear the golf clap. I like the way you said that, because I remember in college, I don't know if you have this this problem, but I remember I took a friend. She was just a friend. She was dating my roommate, actually.
Okay.
But she was my RA. And so the RAs at our school had to take everybody on the floor out for what they call one-on-ones. And it was basically just a checkup.
Interesting.
Make sure that you're doing okay. Again, I went to a Christian school. So it was, are you okay mentally, physically, spiritually, just holistically?
Okay.
And I drove, and she did not like that. She didn't like that I had to drive. Now, we were raised in a home where, like, you open doors for ladies. You open car doors for ladies. You
Right.
carry things for ladies. If they
Right.
drop something, you bend down and pick it up for ladies. Like, that's what I'm teaching my son. I want my son to grow up knowing, like, you hold doors open for ladies. You care about women. You take extra steps to go out of your way to make sure they know that they are special. Mm-hmm. So we got to In-N-Out, and I remember...
First of all, great choice.
Oh, it was awesome. So we get to In-N-Out, and I ordered my food. She ordered her food, and I paid.
Okay.
So I opened the door to In-N-Out, and then I paid, and then I drove. And as we were leaving the restaurant, I opened the door for her, and she goes, okay, enough. I don't need your benevolent sexism.
Wow.
And I was like, what?
What?
What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
What is that?
I have no idea.
Like, what does that mean?
She had good intentions, and if I saw her today, I would give her a huge hug. Like, we're still
She
friends.
sounds like she probably wouldn't like that.
We're still good friends. But I've just never been in a position until college where, like, women did not want things done for them. They want to be Miss INDEEPTTANTLMNOP. For some reason, I can spell it when it's on paper, but I can't sing it.
What is the? I'm not Aretha Franklin. I don't get no RSPECT here.
Come on. But anyway, I don't think chivalry is dead. I like what you said. People don't know how to receive it. But I also think too, dads aren't teaching it. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't planning on getting into this, but I've got the shovel. Let's keep going.
If it seats, it eats.
The epidemic of dads leaving families has, I think, contributed more than anything. Now, I can't prove it. I don't have, like, any studies that we've done on it. Mm-hmm. But I think the way that the man has abandoned the family has grossly impacted the way that people view chivalry.
100%. 100%. And there actually are stats to back up that claim. I was actually reading up on it recently, primarily focusing on, like, a lot of inner city backgrounds. But ever since the government saw fit to subsidize single parent households via food stamps, via welfare, via a lot of these other things, we've seen a community and a demographic that was once ahead of white families, as far as having two parents in the household, skyrocket to now they are over 75% single parent households, and it has crushed them. Like, I was reading the stats. They're like 5 times more likely to drop out of school. They're 20 times more likely to go to jail. All of this just because they don't have a strong father figure in the household. And that's not even to say like it's their dad specifically, or even to say like that's her husband, but having a strong father-like figure in the household greatly increases the child's chances of success.
So let me go on to the second part of this, because I think we've answered, is it dead? No, it's not. How do you balance it while letting your lady grow and be independent? Now, ladies, obviously, if you were asking this question, how do you balance being independent while growing?
Yeah.
With your significant other.
And if we say something that maybe doesn't align with how you see things, please let us know in the comments. Like, I am not a lady. I will never be a lady. So you're going to have a perspective on this that we're not going to have. So I'd love to hear from you, actually. Boy, that's a tough question. What do you think?
I think balance comes when both people show up 100%.
Yeah.
So if both people enter the relationship and they both show up with 100%, there can be balance regardless of their current growth strategy. So, like, I love to grow. I love podcasts. I love studying. I mentioned I'm a pastor, so I spend hours a week reading scripture and different commentaries and studying for messages and stuff like that, and it grows me as a human.
Yeah.
But also, my wife is a total gangster, and she grows at work. And so we both have our arenas in which we are growing, and then we get to come together, and when we both show up together, our son grows because we're both there 100%. So you balance each other by saying, hey, I've got my work, and I guess this is a generality, but I think there's something okay with realizing that men get a lot of their value from their work. So like I enjoy working with my hands. I enjoy working with my mind and writing messages. I enjoy the work that I do to earn a paycheck and the work that I do outside. I mean, I even love this YouTube channel, I get value from what I do. Women get value mostly from their family. So like my wife does not get her value in life from what she does between the hours of 8:30 and 5 Monday through Friday. She gets her value from the relationships that she has with her close friends. She gets her value from her family, her mom and dad and brother in Texas. She gets value from our family and our son, and then the larger family on both sides. Like she sees her value through that lens.
Right. I would also add to that, I'll preface this with, I don't know if I'm right here.
All right.
One day I'll get the chance to know this, but I think another aspect to it is being willing to give the benefit of the doubt, like as often as you possibly can. I know me, and I frustrate the heck out of me. Even like, I was listening to a guy the other day, and he was talking about like, it was a sermon and talking about like, false gods and that sort of thing. And we've reached a day and an age in this society where we have basically become our own God. Self-actualization, all this different stuff is like rampant, and like you are the best, thing for you.
Sure.
But he was saying, we make terrible gods because nobody's lied to me more than I have. Nobody's broken more promises to me than I have. If somebody talked to me the way I talk to me, I would punch them in the teeth.
Yeah.
So being able to realize that we are flawed and broken people. So like if I want grace, I'm going to give it to someone.
Right.
I'm going to give people the benefit of the doubt anywhere I possibly can and say, hey, maybe what they're doing, they don't realize that maybe it doesn't mesh well with me. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, they have good intentions here. They mean well. Maybe they're even trying to show me some kind of respect, but maybe our cultures are a little bit different, so I don't receive things that way. So in addition to that, having open communication and open dialogue with your significant other, guys or girls, like how do you receive love?
That's a huge one because the perceived message is not always the intended message.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, I think having that communication of how do you receive love, maybe it does bother her for you to hold the door open for them. Maybe they view that as like, they think I'm not capable. I'm not saying this is the case for everyone, but talk to them and say like, hey, am I loving you the way you receive love? There are a couple people who are incredibly physical touch that I am close friends with. Mm-hmm. And it is like a friggin' cheese grater.
Oh, me too.
I can't, like, tell me you love me, and that's good with me.
Without touching
Don't
me.
touch me. We don't got to go that far. Also, don't give me gifts. It makes me feel weird and singled out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, honestly, if you can spend time with me and tell me you love me, we're going to be great. Versus, I used to date a girl that was very much physical touch and very much gifts oriented. Yeah. And so I was trying my best to show affection for her by, telling her how awesome she's doing in these different things in her life.
Sure.
And that sort of thing. And she didn't feel like I was being affectionate towards her. Mm. So even though I was doing my best to be what I thought was chivalrous,
sure,
she was receiving as apathy.
But you're also talking about love languages. You're not necessarily talking about chivalry. Like when I think chivalry, I think you pull the chair out for the woman and let her sit down first. You don't sit down at a table until she sits down. Like you open doors for them. You pick things up for them. Like you if you see a woman struggling with something, you go take that load from her. Mm-hmm. I see that as chivalry in the more traditional route.
Sure.
Which I guess eventually would lead to how do you perceive love? How do you receive love? But I think what he's asking is how do you balance chivalry with independence? And I don't think that those two things have to be exclusive. I think chivalry allows independence. Because you get to be independent in showing I am I don't know. I like being able to say like, baby, I'm your man. You know that. You know what I mean? And then I love for her to be able to be completely herself. And she can feel independent because she has all kinds of things that she's bringing to the table. Mm-hmm. Now, I guess if your lady's being a bum and not doing anything, like she may not find independence. She may need to like do some soul searching because there are just some ladies out there who need to, work on themselves.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, I might even pick on guys even more. There's a lot of guys who need to work on themselves. A lot of guys need to find their own independence. And we obviously believe in Jesus. So we find our independence in Christ. We find who we are in Christ. Mm-hmm. That's a huge part of it. But I think too, there's something really special about having your own hobbies and your own friends. And, I have guy friends that I go hunting with every year that Brittany doesn't see for years at a time.
Yeah.
And she has conversations with her girlfriends over, different social media apps where they like FaceTime each other almost. But like, I know like her best friend just moved to Tennessee. So they talk on Marco Polo or something like that. Like she has her friends. I have my friends. Oh yeah, it's still a thing. It's interesting. Anyway, she has her friends. I have my friends. And then we have friends together. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool actually to see when your friends together become independent as well. And they start standing on their own 2 feet. And yeah, I don't think they're super exclusive. So let me ask you this then. The second or third maybe part of this question is I want my fiance and I to grow individually just as much as together. So how do you perceive growth together then?
I think having a healthy balance between time together and time alone.
Well, while dating, definitely.
Yeah.
I suppose it's good for marriage too.
I mean, yeah. There are going to be days like when Brittany's at work and you're at home and you're able to look into some different things. But then when she gets home, you
we're
turn
together.
on Yellowstone. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you like go on a date or whatever the case may be. I think as long as you are both pursuing God and you are both being intentional about pursuing each other while giving each other space to pursue your own things as well, that's not promoting the opportunity to grow apart. I think it's promoting the opportunity to grow individually.
Absolutely. I know for Britt and I, we have a scheduled date night, and it's a recurring event on our calendar.
That's awesome.
And so
It's a great way of going about it.
It really is. You could just hit like date night, and then ours has a little like boy and girl heart emoji, and I get excited when I see that on the calendar because I know like that's time that I get to be with my wife, and so we schedule it in. And I know that sounds maybe a little cold, but the reality is you schedule things that you care about.
Yeah.
You prioritize things that you care about.
Absolutely. And specifically for the guy who asked the question, we actually know him personally. They are like some of the busiest people I have ever met in my life. And if it is not on their schedule, it's not happening. So I think even more tailored specifically to Cameron, having that scheduled time of, hey, here's what I'm going to spend time with so-and-so. Here's what I'm going to spend time with specific friends.
Yep.
Here's where we're going to be together with friends that we have that are in common. But being able to balance all of that.
And then schedule time alone. Schedule time by yourself. Schedule
Absolutely.
time to do stuff that you want to do. So Brittany loves to get her hair cut. She loves, it's not like she does that often, but like she loves that experience. And she loves shopping. And she loves shopping without a 3-year-old on her hip. And so there are times where
most people enjoy shopping without a 3-year-old on their hip.
And so there are times where I'm like, hey, just go shopping. Well, are you serious? Like, I feel bad. I'm going to miss out. No. You need time alone. You need to be better by yourself. Like, go enjoy that time because our time together later will be richer because you're fuller. Like your love tank, your self-value tank is fuller when you've spent that time alone. Now, my wife's an introvert, so she doesn't need people. Me, I love people. I'm an extrovert, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an extrovert that loves to be alone every so often.
Every introvert is, and I would say also for like, because I'm sure he's also talking like spiritually, like growing closer to God and that sort of thing. I think in addition to scheduling time with each other and alone, I think it's also important to pray together and do devotions together, but then also pray and do devotions alone. Because maybe there's an area that God's trying to deal with you specifically and not the other person.
That's good.
And maybe there's some things that he's wanting to talk with you guys together on. And you're never going to get a holistic view on what that is unless you are spending one-on-one time with God and pursuing your relationship with God. And the reality is, if you guys are both being intentional about pursuing your relationship with God, it inevitably is going to grow you closer together.
Very true.
Because as you're conforming your life into the image that Scripture dictates, you guys are going to get closer and closer aligned on those things.
Yep. But I would say this: let's make a resolution and we can. This could be for guys and girls.
Okay.
Let's make a resolution. We want to bring back chivalry. And ladies, bring back knowing how to handle it. Know how to receive it. Know how to receive it with grace. Because there is something about a woman who knows how to receive chivalry that is special. And I want to foster that. If we were ever to have a girl, like I would foster that in my daughter. I'm fostering now in my son. Like he raced to the door tonight to hold the door for his mom and grandma.
I love that.
On the way out of the restaurant. And it's something that he gets excited about. And then a couple of weeks ago, Brittany was sick, and Levi went and got a water bottle for Brittany and filled up her glass and said, "Here you go, Mommy. I know you're not feeling well. Like, I want to take care of you." I think that's chivalry. So let's bring back chivalry. Let's bring back a culture of men who know how to treat women with respect and decency and honor, and then women who know how to receive that stuff with grace and poise. And I think we'll see both sides of this table getting better.
One more thing that I would love to add to that, women that know how to receive chivalry, I think those are the women who actually know that they're worth having those
they
acts
know
done
their
for
self-worth.
them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like individuality and chivalry are not separate.
Not at all.
They're not mutually exclusive. They are a together thing. A man who knows his worth is going to open the door. He doesn't care if that woman is married. He doesn't care if that woman has kids. He doesn't care if that woman isn't a part of his life. He's going to care for the woman because she's a woman. And the woman who knows how to receive it with grace is going to know her worth regardless of whoever this guy opening the door for her is, or whoever is like setting the table for her. Like, we're both better together.
And chivalry is also not just one thing that a guy does, although the guy is usually the one doing the act.
Yeah.
But I think chivalry is a signal to the girl that I am thinking about you and putting your needs above mine.
Yep.
And receiving it well signals to the dude, I know what I'm worth and I'm worth pursuing.
In a non-snobby way, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the girls who... This is just for me. Maybe it's different for other people. The girls who are like, I'm strong and independent. I don't need no man or whatever. To me, that signals to me you don't know what you're worth, and you don't value what you could be if you were paired with the right person.
Just step on them toes.
No, am I wrong?
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, this has been interesting.
Yeah.
Great talk. Hey, do us a favor and let us know what your thoughts are in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do the things. But then also, if you have something that you think we should talk about, put it in the chat. We want to hear about it. We want to interact with you. And remember, make sure you go open the door for somebody this week. Be safe. Stay free.
Thank you for your benevolent sex.